Hey, it's Coach Luke with tripledoubletraining.com, and today we're going to learn a basketball play that is excellent for a mobile big, which can pick and roll, and also the point guard. Let's get started. Okay, here's your basic setup for the start of this play. Now you can manipulate this a little bit and put guys in different positions, but the basic structure is going to end up somewhat similar to this. Now, one of the hardest things to do on this play is actually just to get this entry pass. If this guy doesn't guard the two well, then it's easy. You just enter the pass. But you want to figure out a way how to enter this pass over here. If you're the one guard, you can, you can take him down and run him off kind of a pin down screen and get it out that way. You can cross these guys through here like that. But then you want to know who's a shooter and who's not, as far as your two, who's your better shooter between your two and your three. You also can, the two can just V-cut and get open. And you can also screen the big down, and he rescreens his man and pop out to the wing that way. So there's many ways you can enter the ball, but that's the first key, is entering the ball, and it's the most difficult part of the play. So once you get it entered over here, everything else is pretty simple and pretty effective. All right, so after you've entered the ball to the two man, now here's basically when the play starts. You've got your little guy, your ball handler, your best pick and roll player right at the top, and he's gonna go down and set a screen on hopefully your biggest guy, but really you want your big that can handle the ball a little bit, that is mobile, that can use ball screens, all that type of stuff. Basically set a good pick, roll to the basket, and finish. So he's going to set a screen on him, and he's going to flash up to the three-point line. He can flash to the free throw line, three-point line. I personally like the three-point line, creates more space, and I'll get into why I like that a little bit later. But so it's a down screen. So now that you've got the five-man here, 3, 1, 2 has the ball, and 4 is over here. Now, if for some reason they switch this little to big screen, which is probably won't happen, basically, and he's denying this, all this 5 has to do is European post, put his arm basically in the defender's chest and put his hand up high, where the two man can just lob it up to the five man's hands. So the five man then would have the ball right here, and your basic setup is right here. Now, the next part of this is where you really start to get into your scoring options. Now, the one is going to set a back screen for the 3 right here. When you're teaching this, you want to make sure that your 3 guard, while all this is going on, doesn't start sneaking down here, because that's where he's supposed to go on this play. He has to keep that space up here so he can get a scoring opportunity, and that's how you sell it to him. You say, hey, you're going to get a scoring opportunity if you stay up here more than you would when you sneak down here and create just chaos down there, and you're not going to be able to score. So you make sure that the 3 guard spaces out well and stays definitely above the three-point line until that back screen is set for him. So after that back screen is set for him, the guy, if his defender's high, he goes low. If his defender's low, he goes high. A lot of times he'll end up being high, so he'll go low, one man pops out, and here's where the bread and butter is in this play. So that takes us to this situation right here. And again, the 3-man just cut through all the way to the corner. So you've got a triangle on the backside here. And now you've got this nice, basically half the court for this sprint ball screen that's going to happen. 5-man has the ball. He passes it right away to the 1. Now, if for some reason he can't pass it directly to the 1, then instead of a pass and sprint ball screen, then this becomes a dribble handoff right here. And if this guy jumps it, the 1 can go back door, or he can come off and get that handoff, and then it's just another ball screen. So if for some reason that 5 can't make that pass to the 1, it's a dribble handoff. And if you want to see great dribble handoffs, watch the San Antonio Spurs. They'll do Tim Duncan does this all the time, where he'll catch it up somewhere either in this area or up higher in this area, and it's just a dribble handoff to one of the guards off a reversal pass a lot of times too. So anyways, after the 3 cuts through, we've got a pass, sprint ball, side ball screen right here. If the 1's defender jumps this screen and tries to ice it, so to speak, we cleared out the backside right here, and this 5-man is up high enough, depending on if he can actually make a shot somewhere within this range. The 5-man's up high enough where it's very hard to ice this, because he's going to go right straight to the basket. And it's going to be hard for this big to recover to that. He could get a lot of fouls called him, and basically the 1 can get in the lane on that. So that's another reason why I like this, because everybody ices side balls. Great defensive teams ice side ball screens. So this is kind of a way to get around that if you really start to get good at this play. So they're going to make you go over the screen, which is exactly what you want. And depending on how they defend it, a lot of times this 1 will be able to get over the top, and then this 5 rolls right down here, and the big, most times, this 5-man's defender will be caught right in the middle, somewhere in here, where that 1 guard can slip that nice pocket pass right in between for the layup. Or if the 2 guard decides to help over, then you got your 2 guard shooting a wide open 3. If the 4-man helps, he can, basically the 1 just reads. If the 4-man helps instead of the 5-man, so 4-man helps up on that, then the 4-man's open and he's got to duck in, or if he can shoot that little short corner shot, then he can do that as well. But just kind of to review, because I know I made a mess right there. You've got your 1 thrown to your 2, then the 1 is going to go down and set a screen for the 5, which will run out here and catch the ball here. So the 5 catches the ball out there. 4 is being a threat in the post while the ball's on the wing. 1 is going to set a back screen for 3. Make sure that 3 stays out above the 3-point line so you can get some space and maybe get that backdoor pass right in there for an easy layup, which will happen. And he just fills out to the corner, which is great, because now you've got basically a side ball screen where the whole side is cleared out. And you just play off that. So pass or dribble at, however you want to do it. Pass, go set a good hard ball screen. He comes off that side pick and roll right there. And now he reads, this point guard reads wherever the help's coming from. If it's the 5-man, he passes it to the roll guy. If it's the 4-man, then he passes it to the duck in right there. If the 3-man tries to get in front of the 4-man while all that's going, 3-man's open, and obviously if the 2-man helps, then he kicks it out to the 2-man. And if nobody helps, he's got a nice little 15-foot jump shot right there. So I call that play Chicago, but it's been really effective for the teams that I've coached on the junior high and high school level. I'm pretty sure it can work in college and professional level as well, because of this situation and how teams handle the side ball screen. And me personally, I like the side ball screen better than the high ball screen. The reason being is because it's an easier read for the ball handler. At the top, you have to have a really good ball handler, passer, shooter to really get a good ball screen. But this is a play where you can get a side ball screen where it won't be iced, or it's pretty hard to ice. I mean, teams can ice it, but if you run this play enough, it can be highly effective for you. So I hope you enjoyed this play, and I'll talk to you later.